And speaking of the back page of the Herald, I think tomorrow will be all about Collingwood because Mark Corder, he did the rounds today about the potential board challenge by Jeff Brown, which seems to be looming very soon. Here's what Mark Corder had to say on 3AW today.
I've met with Jeff Brown and we talked broadly about the Collingwood Football Club. I think he understands coups aren't in the best interest of football clubs either. Eddie's on the record and Footy Classified that coups aren't good for clubs. And hey, the board has used their right to elect a president. And as he said, you should all get behind Mark Corder. Why would Eddie want to tear down his own legacy, right? Eddie's always put Collingwood first. He resigned in February because, as he said, Collingwood needed clear air.
Coups aren't great, and we don't want to see a spill and all those things, but it seems like it's coming, Ed. Jeff Brown, it's not as if I can see Jeff Brown and Mark Corder shaking hands and Jeff saying, I want these 3 board members gone, I want to bring my people in, I want to be president. I just can't see that happening. So what can you see as being the process from here, and when does Jeff make this challenge?
Look, I'm too close to being the president, and I've been at pains. And, we might throw up Mark Robinson's story here from the weekend. We'll just get it up on the screen. And people are obsessed. Even Neil Mitchell today kept talking about as if I'm some Machiavellian person. Have a look how many times I mentioned in there. Right? So I'm going to say this one more time.
Before you do, just back over. Did Mark actually say, why would Eddie want to tear down his legacy? Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah.
Why is Mark Corder linking you to the Jeff?
No, he was asked the question about it. So
but he could say, well, my view is that he was president. He's gone. He's been supportive. He's helping us.
Look, I think what happens though is that people do read those stories and they hear things and they want to put 2 and 2 together and come up with 44. So I'm going to say just once for the record, okay? I love the club. Clearly, okay? I was 23 years the president. If I wanted to be the president, I would have stayed on as the president. I'm out now. I'm done. And don't for a second think that Jeff Brown needs me to hold his bag. I mean, if Jeff Brown's going to do something, I mean, Jeff is a very, very powerful, successful man. The board is there at the moment. They've got my full support. Now, you know, these things just get out of control. Even today, you know, the stuff about the new board member coming on, Bridie O'Donnell, we've put people on at Collingwood in my time who hadn't qualified for the 2 years because they're the right person at the time. You go to the AGM and it gets ratified. I was able to change the constitution of the Collingwood Football Club with the 100% vote of the members to be able to second people. It all changed in a lot of the constitutions. When poker machines came in, you couldn't just go and get somebody. They had to get the qualifications. You had to get the betting, all the screenings and all that sort of stuff.
Heavy vetting.
Vetting, the betting that's going on now, working with children. It's not like the old days where you just turn up.
So those people that don't know, probably most people don't know, to your point, Lloyd, that what the steps may be. So at the moment we're talking to you as the host of the show. It's got nothing to do with the
That's it. Right? I'm the host. Let me be a reporter and I'll tell you what I
100%. So just to the viewers at home, what do you think the process is? Because we've seen a couple of recent times. I think Richmond didn't get over the line. They went to the press conference, didn't get over the line, didn't get the support. I think from memory, Brisbane Lions may have had one where they came together. But for the viewers, what would the process likely be?
Well, Mark Corder, in one of his interviews today, I think with Jerry Whateley on SEN, said that he and Jeff have met. So I'm not giving out any confidences there. They've met. Jeff wanted to come onto the board. They said at that stage that the process had finished. So I think what will end up happening is that Mark and Jeff will have to sit down, because they're great Collingwood people, and they have to work it out. From there, then they will decide what happens. If Jeff wants to go on with it and have a spill, they'll have to get, I think it's about 4,000 signatures. Right. It's the voting at Collingwood is social club members. That's Club 5, 18 game members, etc., etc. And they will then have an EGM if that's the situation.
And what's the timeline normally for that process?
Oh, I think it's about 40 days.
Right.
I think from memory.
I don't think that's the real issue though. The process. To me, this is going to happen one way or the other.
Yeah.
What is Jeff Brown? What is the view of the current board of Mark Corder, where they haven't got confidence and they think they can value add to the Collingwood Football Club, as opposed to what's currently in there? That's the real question.
Well,
because it's going to happen.
But I think what will play out now is that they will meet again and they'll sit down and they will work through that and they'll decide what they're going to do. And then if Jeff wants to go, they'll go and he'll get up and it'll be a presidential battle. We haven't had an election for 23 years at Collingwood because I don't
you
like
didn't allow it.
So Jeff's not going to be a board member. Jeff will be the president or Mark Corder will be the president. Jeff's not going to be underneath Mark Corder on the board, is he? It's one or the
I
other,
wouldn't
you
have thought
think.
so from here, no.
No.
But at the same time, what I'm saying on these situations is it's getting a little bit blown out of control. The Bridie O'Donnell thing, you know, the club came out today and said she won't vote. Well, in my 23 years as president, we didn't have a vote, so that's not going to be an issue. But more to the point on that, don't be frightened of it. I think everyone's just on eggshells at the moment. She's a highly credentialed person. People say, oh, why is she there? Well, we run women's netball, we run women's football. It's a major part of our club. And she's a well-credentialed person. I don't know Bridie, I don't know her, but I know that she was even looked at as actually for a position at the club at one stage. So she's a highly credentialed person, and I think we just need to calm down. There's a lot of
This
people
isn't going to
tripping
end
things up.
peacefully.
No, well,
Jeff
Ross,
Brown
I hope
hasn't
it
gone
does.
anywhere. And I mean, he's got plenty of footy knowledge. It seems he's got backing somewhere. I don't dive into who it is. Mark Corder said we don't need a coup. Me, that's interpreting he understands it's coming. He's trying to.
But people
we
are
don't
trying
need
to-
it.
I reckon the point there, Ross, is right. Will there be? I can't see being a fight in football now. I mean, we're too mature in a sense. The last one that got up was Richmond. That sort of dissipated in a number of days. So to your point, I suppose what does that look like? Do we all think that it's going to be a?
Yeah, but they were
Mark's gonna walk-
disorganised. They said they had Balm in the
Yeah,
back
but do you think
pocket.
Mark's
He wasn't
going
in
to
the
walk
back
out and Jeff's
pocket.
just going to walk in?
No, so therefore I think it goes to an EGM.